So I'm about to go ahead and attempt the trading between reproduction carts in Pokemon. The ones that I'm going to be using for this example is going to be a fake Emerald and a fake Ruby. The reason being because I actually forgot I got rid of my fake Leaf Green, which I had been using for previous demonstrations. I only have Fire Red, and in order to trade between these and Fire Red, you have to complete the National Pokedex and everything, so we're not going to go through all that tedious hassle. Right now, because I really haven't done anything on these games, I'm barely going to start the story and catch just one extra Pokemon just so I can be able to go ahead and try to trade. So I'll be back after I gather all that. So I was actually recording this and had just gotten to the point where I was about to upload the YouTube video, but I actually was trying to put away my games and I saw that I had this other link cable, and I remember I had one that worked and one that didn't. So on the previous video that I was going to upload, but then I noticed apparently I was using this one that doesn't work, so that's why it never recognized the game that they were going to trade. Well, you guys are not going to see that because I'm not going to upload that, obviously. But okay, so we have the fake Ruby on this one, fake Emerald on this one, and it's working. I could turn off the games and turn them on again just so you guys can see, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You just go to the trading center on the second floor of the Pokemon Center. Let's see how the trading actually works here. So we got Brendan from Ruby, and then we got May on this Emerald. Let me move this to the side. Standby. So I named one of the Wurmpools Ruby so you can know which game we're on this one. So from Ruby, we're going to trade Mudkip. On Emerald, we're going to trade the Torchic. Is this trade okay? Yes. Yes. So the good news is that a fake Pokemon game cartridge from the 3rd generation recognizes another fake Pokemon game. It's working through the cable. The only thing is that we're gonna go ahead and try a battle with the Pokemon, make sure that everything's fine, it doesn't like corrupt it or anything. Then we're gonna go ahead and save the game manually, and then we'll go ahead and turn off the consoles, take off the cart and put it back in just to make sure that it's actually saved and it's not just a temporary save. And after that, we go ahead and load up the games, boot them up to see if everything came out fine with the trade. So there we go. Now we get out. So as soon as we leave this, it normally does save by itself. I think that should boot both of them out. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, at this point, the game should be saved. I should be fine if I turn it off and load it back up. The traded Pokemon should be here. But what I want to go ahead and do is actually go out and try a battle to make sure it doesn't cause any corruption or anything. Let's do that over here too. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand. Jesus Christ. Let's go. Zigzagoon versus Torchic. Oh yeah, because May, the female character, had the Torchic, so now it's with Brendan. Let's go through the battle, make sure everything's fine. Doesn't bug out or glitch or freeze. Let's finish off the battle, and then we'll save. In the meantime, let's go over here. Do the same over here. It's gonna be a little bit of a lengthy video, but I want to make sure I test everything. Got a Puccina over here, Puccina, tomato. There you go. In the meantime, let's save over here. Named it Shiny. That's what I normally name it on my regular games. See that little awkward pause that makes it sound like it freezes? I think it only happens on the fake games. Okay, so this one's good. Let's just finish over here. Get into another battle. So far, it's working perfectly. Again, the main reason why somebody would normally want a real game, an authentic Pokemon game, instead of a fake one, is usually to be able to trade and have all the full abilities that they would in the normal game instead of getting a fake one. But obviously we're seeing that even trading works, so I mean, it's always safer and always just overall better to have the authentic games. That way you don't come across any issues. Especially if you plan on like getting into competition and stuff, you're obviously not going to be able to play with illegitimate games. But I mean, the only reason I could think of wanting a real game over the fake games again would be just for the trading part of it. But if it works with a fake game and the fake games are way cheaper than the authentic games, then I mean, you're not really missing out on anything. So we already saved both games. Actually, did I save on this one? I don't think I did. Let me just save just in case. In the meantime, let me turn this one off. Take off the link cable. Take off the cartridge, because sometimes if you just turn off the game and you turn it back on, the data still stays rather fresh on the board. So one way to make sure that no matter what happens to the game, you still have your save file and everything's intact, the best thing is to always take out the game. It's kind of like when you change the battery on the other games. It might still save even though it doesn't have a fresh battery, but then you take off the game and you put it back in and everything's erased because the battery wasn't recognized. So probably over explaining, but there's a reason for me to take off the cartridge. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me take that out and put that back in. This is an aftermarket shell, by the way, in case anybody's curious. Got that off Wish. Fits like a charm. It looks great. The OEM shell that I had was really beat up, so I mean, it was super cheap. It was like maybe $3 plus shipping, which is like $2 or $3 more, so about $6-7 total, and it looks awesome. So I went ahead and did that. Okay, so right off on this one, we see that it's saved exactly where I left it. Gonna go ahead and check the Pokemon in the party. Torchic is still there. Everything looks normal. So that works great. She also saved fine. Let's go ahead and check. We also have Mudkip over here, so everything worked out fine. Now, one thing that I do want to test after this is after trading between these two fake games, can I trade from one of these games to a real one and make sure that everything's fine? I'll go ahead and do that as a separate video here in a little bit, but let me go ahead and upload this one, and I'll go ahead and try to link the upcoming video on the description of this video. Thank you.